Well, good morning. It is Monday, November 25th. I think, yeah, a little after 9 in the morning. I wanted to get going on this because I want to get it back to the owner today. So, I replaced this switch, this one right here. Turns out the old one, sorry, I'm distracted, there's a lot going on out here. Anyway, the old one had completely failed. It doesn't work at all. So, also, I recorded the progress yesterday, but it came out all out of focus, so I don't know. I can't zoom, I can't do anything here, but hopefully we're in focus. Anyway, I replaced that switch, and for now, it looks like, sorry about the harsh light, turn that on, we're in forward, we're going to hit the accelerator here. Without fail. I am not getting it to fail now, so I'm going to call this fixed. I'm going to get everything cleaned off here, get all my tools put away and bits of wire and so forth, get it cleaned up and get it down off the jack stand, see if I can get it out of here and do some road testing on it. And we will hope for the best. So far, so good. Alright, test was successful, 100%. No problem at all. I didn't check with GPS how fast it actually goes, but I'll guarantee it's a lot faster than it was going when it arrived here. And forward, reverse, multiple times, all worked fine. So it's done. I gotta go recalculate the bill because I only used one switch instead of two, but other than that, I'll get a bill ready for him and get it delivered today, and I'm done with this project, I believe. Alright folks, I need to close this video series out on this 1990 E-Z-GO golf cart lithium battery upgrade project. I just want to say that I did learn a lot. I'm obviously not any kind of expert on golf carts. I learn as I go, and these really aren't that hard once you get into them, dig into them a little bit. But I did learn an awful lot about, especially some of the earlier models. I very much enjoy this kind of work, and taking on an older vehicle like this and breathe some new life into it with some batteries, wiring, and so on. It's just a very fulfilling process for me. I just wanted to cover the cost of this project like this versus a potential redo on the lead acid batteries. So on this particular project, I had the following list of items that was purchased and installed for this. There were three 12 volt 100 amp hour LifePo 4 Losagy brand batteries, a voltage converter, a battery monitor, an accessory panel, an amber LED strobe light, and a new switch to turn it on and off with, a fuse block, a terminal block that I use for a ground bus, two inline fuses called fusible links, a battery charger, a 15 amp AC receptacle. I used about 23 feet of stranded wire, 12 gauge wire, for the 12 volt side of the system. The battery cables for this came with the Losagy does a great job of providing battery cables with each battery they sell, so I did not have to buy or procure any battery cables for this. They came with the batteries. I purchased a headlight switch. The one that was on there was falling apart. It had weathered and rusted and was falling apart. A universal turn signal kit. I ended up putting one TM, it's a model TM Tom Mike 1704 micro switch, and some miscellaneous hardware, some nuts, bolts, screws, wire clamps, heat shrink tubing, and so forth. So that's kind of the list of the materials that was used. I didn't do a markup on any of the items that I installed on this. Whatever I paid for them is what the owner ended up paying. I even shared my invoices with him so he could see that I wasn't doing any kind of markup on there. I'm not really in business. I just like helping my neighbors. So, I mean, I just straight through. No, I didn't make any money on the deal. I did add a little bit for my time and effort on the back end of it, just to like cover my time doing the work and that kind of thing. The entire bill came to just over $1,300, $1,300, and in this particular case, his particulars are that all 6 of the batteries that was in the cart were depleted. They were not useful at all, wouldn't hold a charge. It could be on a charger for several hours, and you could take it off. When he took it off the charger the morning he brought the cart to me, it's about 3 city blocks away, his residence from mine, and he was not really, we had to end up pushing it into my driveway. It couldn't make it 3 blocks, so batteries were toast. He had made his mind up some time ago. He wanted to do a lithium upgrade, because he had heard some good things about the energy density and that kind of thing. So, and then when he found out that I do that kind of work, he was pretty excited about the possibility. So we spent quite a bit of time initially before he ever brought the cart to me, talking about what all the options were and that kind of thing. If he had decided to simply replace the pack with lead acid batteries, we would have needed all 6 plus all new battery cables. If you looked at a couple of the early videos in this series, you would have, I'm sure you saw the need for new battery cables. The batteries that he had in there were Duracell brand, and they were GC2 batteries that had failed somewhere about the 4.5 year mark. He started having a lot of trouble with them holding a charge at 4.5 years. They were purchased in, I believe it was September of 2019 originally, and then early 2024, he was having a lot of trouble with them maintaining a charge. Of all the cart battery upgrades I've done over the last couple of years, I haven't seen a lead acid battery last more than 5 years. That just seems to be where they end, even with the best of maintenance. I mean, these people that I live near and interact with and do updates for are very diligent about the monthly maintenance that they do on their batteries, and keeping it properly charged and not discharging it too much and so forth. And at or about the 5 year mark, they end up having to replace their batteries. In my case, it was the same for me. I have a Yamaha Drive 2 that we purchased new in 2019, and late 2023 we started having a lot of trouble about 4.5 years in, and that was top of the line Trojan batteries. Um, so, and I guarantee you, I was very good about keeping the maintenance going on those. So, anyway, if we were to go look for exact replacements, we'll look for Duracell GC2s, the flooded lead acid batteries. What I found were a little surprising. Um, but before I share that number with you, I want to just have you keep in mind lead acid batteries require regular maintenance. They have to have regular charging and not discharge too deeply. You have to add water to them each and every month because the charging process boils the water off in the form of oxygen, hydrogen. And the fact that depending on the brand and how well they're maintained, you'll have to replace them at or around the 5-year mark. It's just a fact of life. Conversely, with LifePro 4 batteries, generally they come with a guarantee of anywhere from 3,000 to as many as 7,000 charge cycles. And whereas a lead acid battery, and again, depending on the brand and how they're maintained, you can expect somewhere between 600 and about 3,000 charge cycles on average. I mean, it's people. Some people get more, some people get less, but that's kind of the overall, kind of like national average, the way I hear it. The LifePro 4 batteries, lithium batteries, come with at least a 5-year warranty. Almost all of them come with a 5-year warranty, and there are a few that extend that out to a 10-year warranty. And there's 0 monthly maintenance. Once you have them installed, you don't have to do anything else with them other than keep them charged and just use them. So that's a big plus in my boat. That's a big plus that you don't have to worry about. Oh, I missed this month getting batteries maintenance done. One last consideration: most lead acid batteries for golf carts weigh somewhere between 50 and 70 pounds, 50 and 70 pounds. That the overall average would be right around 60 pounds. I think about every one I've pulled out has been somewhere between like 59 to 65 pounds, somewhere in that range. So for a 36-volt pack like this one was, you're looking at 360 pounds of lead acid battery pack in there. And what I replaced it with was the LifePro 4 batteries, Losagy batteries. I weighed them and they were 22 pounds each. So I put in 66 pounds of batteries versus the 360. So there's a considerable loss of weight that the little 2-horsepower EasyGo motor has to push down the street. So I'm sure if it could experience joy, it would do so. Savings of about 285 pounds right there. I did a spot search. You need to understand that prices like this is going to vary day to day, and you could check today and it'll be one price, and check tomorrow and it'll be a little bit different. But I did a search, and just a standard internet search for Duracell GC2 batteries, and I'm not dissing Duracell; they're a good brand. It's just that that's what was in the cart, and so I did a search for those as a potential replacement. And the cheapest ones I could find, I should say least expensive ones I could find, was at a Sam's Club that's not too far down the road from me. And the units were $120 per battery, $119.88 I think it was, $119.88, and then of course there'd be some tax on that and stuff. So we're looking at a total of $720 to do a replacement for his battery pack. And then of course you would have to have some battery cables to go with that. Like I said, Losagy provides them with theirs. If I was using some other brand that didn't provide them, I'd still have to buy those. And the best price I could find on those was actually on Amazon. They were about just under $10 for a set of two, a black one and a red one. So you would need 3 sets, and then have either two black cables or 2 red cables left over, depending on how you wired it or what colors you used to wire it. So with all of that together, with tax and everything, it's probably looking at just under, in excess of $800, just under $900 overall for a pack. So if you take what he ended up paying, of course whoever's doing that work is going to throw some labor on there too. So you're right back up into the $1,000 range, I would guess. So looking at that, in this particular case, he ended up paying about $350 more for the lithium. But what did he get for that? In retrospect, he got a cart that weighs a lot less, so it'll go further on a charge. There's more energy density in the lithium batteries, so that again changes or extends his overall range between charges. Um, and he doesn't have to do any monthly maintenance. Plus, he's got probably at least 7 to maybe 10 years before he would even have to start thinking about replacing any batteries. So he's doubled the overall expected life of the batteries. And just overall, I'm a big proponent of doing the switch from switch from lead acid to lithium. Lead acid has been around for what, 100 years, 100 plus years, and it's time for a change. It's time. We can do better. Lead acid has its place. Don't get me wrong. There's still application that very much calls for it, but where you can, you need to seriously consider switching to lithium. And that's all I got to say about that. I hope you enjoyed the series. There will be another one coming up. Right now, I've got a 1992 E-Z-GO, and I'm just getting started on that. So there'll be another. I want to try to make it not as extensive. It'll be a little bit shorter series. I want to try to cut it down to maybe like 2 or 3 videos. But we'll see how it goes. It's another pretty straightforward. It needs a lot of help. So we'll see how it goes. Thanks everybody for watching, and I hope you like it. Subscribe. Let everybody else know. Share the video. It would help me out. Thank you.